Shall we begin?
Oh yes, your queen, Daenerys Stormborn, a first of a name, a queen of the Andals and the First Men, unburnt, mother of dragons, breaker of chains, and obviously Khaleesi. Let's get started. As she said, let's just get started without wasting our times. By the way, my name is Paul. Hi. Okay, guys, Game of Thrones is out, and I want to talk about the premiere and the review of the premiere. Obviously, I'm not gonna do no spoilers edition because everything is spoilers. In fact, like I'm a week late doing this, so don't get hasty with this one. If you haven't seen the episode, do not watch this. Please go and watch it. And these reviews are going to be structured in terms of like what happened in the episode, like from the first scene to the last scene, what is going to be happening. Certain pictures will be up here, I suppose, and I would be showcasing some clips from the episode, which I would be seeing it with you guys. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is Arya Stark. She would be the MVP in this episode, and we would see her from the first, and she would be addressing the house frame men everywhere. She would have called them for before, and then they would be coming there for a feast, and then she would be like talking in terms of dark tone. And we would obviously know that it would be Arya Stark because she killed him in the last season. But some people, like the Frey men, would know that it is Arya Stark. And then she would be talking about how they bravely butchered a helpless family that they invited for the wedding. Like for example, like she would say dialogues like, "You killed a pregnant woman and then you killed a mother of five, but the mistake that you did is not killing them entirely." So she will reveal herself, which the scene that we can see right now. Cool, right? Amazing. And not just that, she would be like holding off on the woman to drink the poisoned wine because she wants to leave the woman and children alone and just kill all the men who were involved in the red wedding. And she would do that, and like we can see the scene right now, she would even say a cool dialogue in the end.
When people ask you what happened here, tell them the North remembers. Tell them winter came for House Frey.
Amazing, right? That scene, really cool. I just felt that right there is what Arya Stark is all about. She doesn't, just get away from all the things that have been bad happening to the Stark family. She takes them on and then she gives it back 1,000 times worst. Arya Stark, you are amazing. And number two that I wanted to talk about was like Bran Stark entering the wall, and he would be like he would be a survivalist. You would see him like getting through some worst times, and then he would reach the wall, and then the people in the opposite the wall will be like, who are you? And she would be saying like his helper would be saying like she is Brandon Stark, son of Ned Stark, and then they would be like, how do I believe that? And then he will be using his visions to say, like, you were at that war, you saw the army of the dead, and they are coming for us. And then he would be like, shit, this is Brandon Stark. Let's just bring him inside the walls. And obviously, in his visions, before they kind of have this conversation, they would be seeing the Night King and his army. Cool, by the way. They would have giants and lots and lots of soldiers that would be walking to the wall, which you can see in the scene right now. Nice. It's not bad actually. Okay, that's it's like we are seeing like three giants, but there can be more. Who knows? And the army can be even bigger than this. Who knows as well. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about is Jon and Sansa Stark arguing, and obviously this scene and this kind of tension would be kind of brewing from the last season, and people, it was not a surprise. People know that this was going to happen. Like Baelish is there, and then he would obviously be stirring it, in his own way. But the point is, there would be a scene where Jon would be deciding something, and Sansa would be against that decision. But the problem is that scene would be so awkward. I felt like I was like, do I need to be in this scene? Do I need to watch this scene? I kind of felt like that. So that would be that awkward because they would be kind of like going at each other. They are brothers and sisters, but they will be like, no, not in a cool way, like not in a lovely way, like right brothers and sisters fight. This was like a creepy way, not even like it's like Jamie and Cersei creepy because they would be like, why would that happen? Because it's not cool, when they walk out, like she will be comparing him with Joffrey. He didn't listen to the, as a king, and that would happen, and then he would be like, how can I be smarter by listening to you? That dialogue was unnecessary. It was like forced into the episode. It was like, guys, we need to show there's a rift between Jon Snow and Sansa Stark. Put this dialogue right there. Why? Already the scene, like the 2 3 minutes of scene would be like so gruesomely awkward. Everyone would feel uncomfortable in the, as a, even a viewer. Then you put this dialogue afterwards. Why? Why? Let's just watch the scene. It's just painfully cruel. Painfully cruel.
That'd be so terrible.
A raven.
So sad. So sad. The writers, come on, you need to do better than that. Showcases something else that the first 2 seasons, the politics that you get, you showcased us, kind of show us here. I know you're time constrained, you need to show the war and everything, but if you're going to go this route, if you're going to go separation between them, why the hell would you do dialogues like this? It just doesn't make sense. The next thing we would see is Sam would be in the Citadel. Obviously, he would get a job there in the last season. He would just go there for seeing some stuff, but he would go there and then he would be kind of working there, and then he would be like taking up on books. He would be reading them for how to defeat the army of the dead, and whereas the the stuff that needs to be killed is there to be mined and stuff like that. And he will also be like carrying helping out the poor there, helping out the old people, giving them food, and then taking up their shit and then clearing it off. I know it's not a cool job, but he would be doing it because he liked it. He wants to help people, and that's kind of his character. And then we would see him there doing his job. At first, in the start of the episode, we would see them doing that. And then the next thing that we would see is Jaime and Cersei talking. Obviously, the man would be painting the entire map of the realm. Obviously, the scene we would have seen in the trailers, like we have the enemies in the west, enemies in the north, enemies in the east, enemies in the south, and she would be saying that, but with a little bit more dialogue here. She would be like enemies in the west, like these guys, enemies in the north, like the Starks and stuff like that. The bastard who's taken back Winterfell, so stuff like that. Obviously, my point in that scene would be Jaime Lannister being like so fatherly, like he would be like, oh, son died, Tommen died, he just committed suicide, and what do you think about that, and then she would be like, no, we have to not mourn for the dead, we have to move forward, we have to, we are the only surviving Lannister. I mean, she would be like talking to everyone like the Mad King's daughter is coming, and then she would be like mad as well. But she's the one that is mad. She's the one that used the Mad King's ability to burn people off, and then she did actually do it. So I don't know why people are listening to her even, and they are scared. But why Jaime Lannister is listening to her is far beyond me. Obviously, I'm considering that in the end of the season or in the next season as well, like the final season, like she's gonna be killed by Jaime Lannister. One final time is gonna be like a Kingslayer, or in this case like a Queenslayer. I don't know. If that happens, I'll stand up and give them an ovation. But if that not happens and then everyone is like blindly listening to Cersei, I'll be pissed. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but that's the thing. And she would always, and Jaime would say like, we need allies like the Frey, which obviously they died, and entire family of Freys died. So what are we going to do? And if you guys remember Euron Greyjoy, he would be passing on. He would be going to Daenerys, but the plan would be stopped by his nephews and niece. So he would go to Cersei Lannister instead. And then obviously there would even like he would propose a marriage between him and Cersei Lannister. And then she would be like, why the fuck would I listen to you? You're a madman yourself. You kill off people when you get what you want. And then he will be like, no. Okay, I understand your point, and I'm mad. And that scene would be showcased there, I think in the photos above. So he will be like, okay, I'm going to bring you a present, and you're going to like this present, and when you love this present, you're going to marry me yourself, and I'm going to give you all my fleet and everything. So that scene would be a little bit awkward, but not too much less like your Jon Snow and Sansa Stark interaction. That scene. Okay, the next thing we would see is Sam. Sam would like steal a book which would be locked in a cage, and they would be protecting it for some reasons. Sam would steal it and he would start reading to find about the army of the dead and how to kill them, and send the message to Jon Snow to like kind of like hey bro, this is happening. This is the place where you can find these materials to kill the army of the dead. And it would be nice. It would be nice. And we would after a while we would see an interaction between Sansa Stark and Baelish, and then I think the scene would be coming up right now, which we will see together. But obviously the scene end would be like I know what he wants. Sansa would say like I know what he wants, pretty much. So what is that? Is our I don't know. I think we all know, on a top level, but this is Game of Thrones, so there's going to be like 2 3 4 levels of content that's going to be there, which is going to be revealed pretty much within this season, because Baelish is kind of an ass and he's not going to leave Sansa Stark anytime soon. But if we select the cool thing is I have seen the second episode, which the review would be coming out real soon. But what I want to see is in the second episode, I don't want to spoil it here, so Arya Stark is the only person that can really know Baelish, what Baelish did. Sansa didn't know. Sansa was like, Joffrey's pet. She was a spoiled brat. But Arya Stark was pretty much knowing like what are the things that was happening inside the King's Landing, and she saw like the main reason that her dad died was due to Lord Baelish. And so if she comes home and then she sees Lord Baelish, she's gonna kill him. Simple as that. So I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I really want that to happen. I really will stand up and clap for that scene, because I love that scene. I would love that scene. Please make it happen. Let's see the scene.
He wants something. I know exactly what he wants.
But the next thing that we would be shown is like Arya Stark moving towards the south to King's Landing to actually kill Cersei Lannister. But she will run into a kind of like a friendly Lannister army members. That I never thought I would say the sentence. But you would see Ed Sheeran in this one. Ed Sheeran is in this one. Yes, a cameo. I don't know if this is a cameo that's going to be reoccurring in this season or in the next one, or if he's going to play a much more important role than just a 3 or 5 minutes cameo. I don't know, but he would be singing with his mates. That song would be so amazing. I think that's going to be coming up right here, right now. Again, this is going to be so awesome. He would be there, and pretty much it would be spoiled for you guys. But if you have watched it, it's a nice thing, right? But if you haven't watched it, please don't go from this point onwards. Stop it right now. Ed Sheeran is here, so if you want to watch it on your own, do that. But if not, enjoy it.
Hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are warm. For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands.
We would see Sandro moving with his kind of like hand-picked crew. The people that actually saved him in the last season. They would be like incompatible team moving towards random as fuck. They would be moving there, and he would kind of like be saying like stuff like it's all over. Why are we even here? What's happening and stuff like that. And then Thoros in the team would be showing like, okay, come and see this fire. And he would see the fire, and then he would see a vision where like the army of the dead has marched past a certain castle, and then they're coming in thousands of numbers to kill everyone. That scene would be coming up right now as well.
The dead are marching past.
And the next thing that we'll be showing is like Jorah would be in a cell. He would be obviously he would become his infection would become more of a thing. So he would be in a cell, and then he would be like reaching out to Sam, and then he would be like, as Daenerys come to Dragonstone yet, he would be like, no, she's not, and tell me when she has come so I can send a message or stuff like that. So he would be like that. Okay, all right. So he would be like, but then Sam would go into his room, and then he would read about Dragonstone, and he would know like certain secrets about Dragonstone, and then he would be sending it to Jon Snow. Please go there and do whatever you can to bring back the resources that can help you kill the army of the dead. And the last thing that I want to talk about is obviously the first scene that you would see, like Daenerys Targaryen entering into Dragonstone. She would finally be there, the place of her ancestors, and she would be so much happier to see these things. And she would be like, the entire like 5 minutes or 7 minute scene would be silent, in like we'll be walking towards the music. She would be walking towards the in the sand. She would take the sand, so she would like feel the sand. She would get into the castle, and then she would so see the kind of like architecture, and then she would take it all in, and we would see Tyrion Lannister and all the others as well, like seeing the things, and then she would be like turning to the war table, and then she would be like, shall we begin? And the episode would end there. So that's it for me, guys. This is the Peculiar Paladin here, and you can call me Paul. And I've been like week late for this, but I'll upload the second episode review tomorrow as well. And there's a lot of content that is present in my head, that will be coming out in the channel real soon. So please do wait for me to upload those. Check that out. And thank you guys for watching. This is Peculiar Paladin here, and you've been an amazing audience. So hit that like button, share the video with your friends and family. Subscribe to the channel for everything that is movies, TV shows, reviews, reactions, and everything. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.